Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're going to be doing a tag today, but we're doing a tag with all sorts of scraps and things to make it a really pretty tag. You could actually do this as a topper for a card, and in fact I might want to do them. So I've done this in a craft card, so it's very neutral. This is actually Crumb Cake, which is a Stampin' Up card, which is it's just lovely and neutral. I've got my little bag with all my flowers and leaves and things in, and I've got a scrap bag with some papers and things. So I thought, I'm literally just going to take one of the first pieces that I come to, and that I think's probably maybe going to be about the right size. Let's see. So what I want to do is I want to do like a sort of a concertina on here. So I'm literally just going to fold it. See if I can get it in it doesn't need to be straight or anything. In fact, the less straight it is, the better, as it were. So all I'm going to do is to just take a few little pieces like this, bend it across, and all I'm doing is I'm folding it and then just folding it back on itself, and then that hopefully, well, it's going to be a little bit short, but that's fine. Just take another one and fold that in that way. Okay, so that's going to come in like that, just to give a little bit of interest in the colour. Now I want something to go along the back, and I'm going to take, I think that green might work. So I'm going to take the green and I'm going to put that in underneath and have that about that sort of size, I think. Let's have a little look and see. Now I'm just bringing out a little tiny trimmer here, so I don't have to worry about doing things too much. So because it doesn't have to be precise. So I'm going to do it about that length. Let's take that to there so I can see roughly where I want to do it. Let's take it up on there, and we'll just take it at about that. As I say, I'm not doing it precise at all on there. In fact, that's not very straight at all, is it? See if I can get that a bit straighter. Better? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. That's nice. Okay, so I'm just going to start getting a bit of glue, because the idea is with this that we're going to just build it up and add different colours and things, so that it makes a very pretty little tag, but also, oh my goodness, this glue's coming out fast. So I'm literally just going to put that on there. And again, there's no particular size to this. As you saw, I just randomly cut it. This piece is going to go on here. Now what I want to do is I just need to just put a little bit of glue in on these folds before I then put it in across on here, because then when I stick it down, it will hopefully just concertina across and just goes a little bit in on the center. So that's going to be that size. And again, it doesn't have to be overly precise. It's just literally, I might have to turn it the other way around. I don't know whether I've got enough glue on here. Is that going to stick? That's better. So you've just got it. It doesn't need to be stuck too much on there, but just a little bit. Now I'm going to take some, the other side of this, and I'm going to take a punch. So I've got this little banner punch. Now you can quite easily make a banner punch if you want to, but I don't even need to have the whole size. So I'm literally just doing it so that I've got a few little banners. We'll probably have 3 in on, whoops. But you can see these are just little tiny weeny little bits of scrap and stuff that I've got over, and I'm just doing them so that they will, oops, there we go. So that's 3 little bits of banner, and I can stick those just sort of down on the bottom like this. I might just do 2. Don't think I really need to have 3, so we'll have another one on here. And I'm just gluing the top of it so that it can stick out at a bit of a jaunty angle, like that. And we'll have another bit in on here. Because it's a matter of just building it up so that you end up with something that's quite sort of pretty. So that can go in like that. Now I've got these, I did these little feathers, and I don't know whether I'm going to have a feather or not on there. Do I want a feather? No, I don't actually. It's a bit big. I'm going to start having some little flowers, I think, because I quite like these little flowers. So again, I don't want it to be too uniform. So, you know, just a little flower here, there and everywhere. And this is where you can do it so that you've got different colours and things coming in, and you haven't got the whole of the same amount of flowers. I might actually do, should I do this one? That's quite nice because it's a bit smaller, isn't it? I don't want anything too big. That one will work there. And then maybe a little pink one. It's quite a big pink one. Have we got anything little? It's a nice thing about having a box of bits you can put. Oh, that's quite a nice red one, isn't it? Why don't we have those? Those will work, I think. Okay, so with these, as I always do, I take something which is, here we go, there's my little mat. And I like to just give them a little bit of definition. So I'm just going to take the end of a paintbrush, is really good, because it has the right, you can use a pen, but you know, any paintbrush, you tend to have a nice sort of edge to it. So I'm literally just putting this in the middle because I just want a little bit of definition coming up, but then it's going to go flat again afterwards. But I just want to take that little bit, and I know you can use ball tools and things, but this is very simple. It's literally, whoops, we just squish it down in the middle and it comes up. So there's no sort of complicated stuff going on here. I just want to make it as simple as I can. So these are literally just going to go on here, and I'm probably going to put those on with dimensionals or a little bit of foam pad, because I think that will stick it up. Let me just grab some pretty things while I'm here. So that's my box with foam pads. That's a box with little twinklies, and then there's some Posca pens there just in case I need them. So with this, we're then going to just take the dimensionals first, don't we? So let's take dimensionals or foam pads. Now these, you can see, are quite big, but what you need to do is to just cut them down a little bit so that you can then just take a little piece in on the bottom. And I will just grab myself my scissors, because I want them to be just that sort of size. Now you could use glue dots if you wanted, but I think with these we really need to just use a little bit of a foam pad on there, and then that will just allow them to pop up just a little bit without it showing too much. So just a little bit on there, because it doesn't need to be stuck to my finger now. Just pop that in there, and then we'll have the other one just in on here. Just help if I put it down on the side I haven't got the sticky on. Okay, so then I can take this off. And like this. So that was going to come in the center. Like that. Is that going to go straight? Hope it will. Pink one was going to come in on this side, wasn't it? Oh, that's just come off. That's better. And then this one is going to come in on that side. Like that. So this one isn't doing very well, so we need to sort this one out a bit. And just either put it so that it's both the bits are on top. There we go. It was what had happened was it was half on and half off, so it was on an edge, which didn't work very well. Okay, so that can then come up this way with those little bits in on there. Then we need to put just some little twinkly bits in the centre. Doesn't really matter what. I think I might use these little ones. They're sort of little hearts, but they will work in the centre. So, as I said, it's use what you've got. So if you've got whatever colour, whatever dots, whatever things you've got, use them, because this is using up all your little scraps and things. So I can have a little one in the centre there. Whoops. Throw it down on the floor. It's not a good idea. I'll have a little one in the centre on here. That, and we'll have a little one in the centre on here. Like that. That's given us that nice sort of little look on there, and you've got that in on there. Now what we need to do is we need to put something across on here. So this is probably going to be a birthday one. So let me just get a happy birthday. And this is what I use for all my little ones, because these are teeny tiny sentiments and they're perfect for little tags and things. So I just need a little scrap to put a happy birthday on. And I've got, let me see if I can see, is that happy birthday? I think that's happy birthday. Okay, so I need a little tiny scrap of card. I think I'm going to do it in white, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of white card. Whoops, it says me throwing them all out. There we are. There's a little bit of white card here. And I'm just going to put the happy birthday on there. And then I'm going to take a little punch to just punch it out. So, and I might have actually already taken that out. Have I taken that punch out? Yes, I have. Okay, I want that little one to punch it out afterwards. So, let me find a little block. Have I got a little tiny one out? I don't know whether I have that. Yes, I have. There we go. So let's put this on here. Like that. And then I just need a little bit of black ink. Now you can punch a whole pile of little sentiments out. But as I say, I've got some birthdays coming up. I made one recently for a friend and they were like, oh, I really love that. It looks so pretty. And it's the sort of thing that's really nice when you put it on, you know, a birthday, a little birthday present or something. And it makes all the difference. And you're literally using little bits that you would normally throw away. So I'm just punching that out, and then this is going to come in across like that on here. I might actually put it onto a little, let me see, I've got some other little bits of green and stuff in here. So what have I, and the idea is for it to be quite sort of mix and match. So don't put anything too, that I think, oh, there's that one as well. That's the one. That looks better, doesn't it? Again, little scraps. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there. Oh, I smudged it. Look, I've smudged it. I'm going to have to do that again. I can't have that with a smudgy one, can I? This is why with, particularly when the weather's a bit humid, which it is at the moment, it's quite damp, but it's humid. It takes a while for the ink to dry. So you have to be quite careful. So there's me blowing, and what I don't want to do is to stick my fingers on it. As long as you don't stick your fingers on it, you're all right. But if you stick your fingers on it, it smudges until it's dried, and it does take a little while to dry. So I'm going to try and very carefully do it this time without, you can see on here it's still a bit wet. So I'm going to try and do it very carefully this time without getting my fingers on it. And just gluing it down, but not touching it. So I'm going to put that in across like that with a little bit of a space. And as I say, I'm not touching it because I don't want to give a you know, for it to smudge again. And I've just taken my scissors out, haven't I? And I can't remember what I've done with them. Got piles of bits and stuff on here, and I took it out to cut something, didn't I? It's one of those things, isn't it? Once you start crafting and you end up with, oh, here they are, hiding underneath. You're probably shouting at me going, there they are. So I'm literally just going to cut this with hopefully about the same amount of distance. Like that. And then that can go in across like that. And I could, no, I'm going to keep exactly the same as that. So I'm just going to put on here some bigger dimensionals. I hope that's dry now. I think it probably is. Try and do it. Fingers crossed it's dry. So I'm just going to stick some dimensionals across on here. Or foam pads. I keep calling them dimensionals because that's what one particular company calls them, whereas they are foam pads, aren't they? So let's call them foam pads. Okay, so that's going to come across like that, and that's going to go straight down in on the top like that. And then I'm going to turn it over so I can press it down that way to get it straight. And there we are. We've got our little piece that comes through like that with our little flower. I can tuck my little flower just so it comes out of there. That's better. And then, as I say, you can just push your flowers up a bit. Now what I want to do is I want to do some faux stitching around the sides. So I have got my my little Posca pens, and I've just bought some sparkling ones, which I thought would be quite nice. So what colour do we think? Should we carry with the green, or should we do it with a red and pink, or a blue? I think maybe the red and pink might look quite nice, mightn't it? It's only going to go around the edge. So we've got a little red flower. So these are brand new, so I haven't even primed them, but it only takes a second. So I'm just going to take a little bit of, oh, let's take this one because we can't use that one, can we? So all you do is literally just press it and you can see immediately it's coming down and it's going to give me this lovely sparkle. So I'm going to go round the edge and I'm just going to go all the way around, obviously not in those bits. I'm going to round on here. And you don't have to be precise at all, and I'll show you why. You'll literally just bring it all the way around. Like that. And then you're going to put some crosses. So a cross, 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 like that. So you've then got just that little cross part coming through, and you can then take, if you want to just add another little bit of colour in there, you can then take, so again this is the sparkle one, again is a new one, so all I'm going to do is literally just press it a couple of times and it comes down really quickly. This is me, this one's not going to, yes it is, so it comes down really quickly. And then what I'm going to do is in between the others I'm just going to put the cross in with the blue. So just in on there, where there's a little, I might actually have it right on that corner. So you're just putting a little cross, and all it does is it just gives it that little slightly, what do you call it, vintage type, or arts and crafts, the old arts and crafts movement in there. So that is, I'm just going to take these little pieces out of here because I don't want them tucked in. Just take that one out. There we go. And that gives you, as I say, a really pretty little tag. That's the sparkly bit on it. If I bring it up, you can see that's sort of the sparkly bit on it. You know, you can add some silver, you can add some more twinkles, you can do things on there. But what a pretty little tag to just put on a parcel. You know, you've got room on the back to write, and it's just a very simple thing, and all we've used is scraps. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.